Hello and welcome to the Berg Cast. I'm your host, Brett Reed, and on this podcast series, we deep dive into the life of Division III athletes here at Heidelberg University. Today's guest is Audrey Kaufman. Let me give her a little introduction. Audrey grew up in Hilliard, Ohio, where she attended Hilliard Davidson High School. There, she earned 6 varsity letters, 3 in soccer, 3 in basketball, second team all-conference for soccer, defensive player of the year for soccer, scholar athlete for soccer, and academic All-Ohio, all-conference honorable mention, and scholar athlete for basketball. She was also a captain for both sports and was top 25 of her class all 4 years. While at the Berg, Audrey has earned some amazing achievements, including All-OAC Player of the Week 4 times, honorable mention All-OAC her sophomore year, second team All-OAC, and second team All-Ohio her junior year, scholar athlete 2 times, and Dean's List all semesters. Audrey, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Out of all those achievements, I think the thing that sticks out the most is Dean's List all semesters. So, run me through that. How is that just like were you just smart in high school?
I guess you could say that. I'm also really competitive, so, I hold myself to a very high standard.
Oh, okay.
Perfectionist, all the above, teacher's pet, call it what you want, but...
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I would try to get Dean's List all semesters if I could. I think I'm on the path. I think I haven't missed one yet, but, Spanish is making a come up here. So.
Yeah, I never had a foreign language here,
okay, so maybe you got past one, but I don't know. Spanish is looking a little rough this year, but maybe I can get past it. Mm-hmm. So, I'm familiar with the Columbus area, but for the sake of the people, okay, if your hand is the Columbus area,
yes,
whereabout is Hilliard?
So if we're talking this is west, right?
Yeah.
Hilliard's northwest, so I'm right inside the outer belt, my house is.
Okay,
so,
gotcha.
Yes.
And so why did your parents decide to send you to Hilliard, just because it was in the town you lived in, or because I know there's a bunch of high schools and people some people grow up in Pickerington but maybe go to I don't know a school across the city.
Right. My parents debated whether or not to send me to Watterson, which is a Catholic high school. They didn't because Hilliard ended up being good, and that's where we lived. My dad works in Dublin, so it was just right there. I actually was born in Kentucky, so...
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you guys moved at a young age.
Yes,
I was at a young age.
Yeah, I was 2, so...
Okay, and you have brothers or sisters?
Yeah.
Okay,
I got it.
And what do you have?
A younger sister and a younger brother. Both are 2 years is the span between us.
Okay,
so.
And did they go to Hilliard as well?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So you're keeping a good track going.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess my first question for you is, what was life growing up in Hilliard, or what was life growing up in high school for that matter? I mean, what did you guys do for fun?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is just stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as people say oh, why'd you come to a small town from a big city? There's so much to do in a big city. It's expensive.
Okay,
you go to the movies every Friday night, that racks up. So my friends and I think one of our favorite things to do, we'd get together on a late night, get a bunch of random stuff. Toilet seats was our number one. If there was a random toilet in the yard, we picked up the toilet seat and would write messages on it and then leave it in our friend's front yard.
Okay, that sounds like something fun.
Yeah.
So would you guys go to Easton Mall a lot, or was that really not really a thing that you guys always did?
That was a dress up birthday. You were
okay.
getting fancy if you went to the mall.
Okay, gotcha. So it wasn't a thing you're just oh, let's go to the mall. It's
not
one of those things.
I mean, we had a mall 10 minutes from my house, but it was Tuttle Mall. And if anybody is familiar with Columbus, Tuttle is a little sketchy right now. So
when I think about we have a mall in Sandusky. I'm from Sandusky, Ohio. We would go to the mall all the time. If we were bored. So that was not a thing. You guys, if you guys were bored, you weren't really thinking about going to the mall.
No, I'm at Target maybe.
Okay, yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, ours was Walmart, but okay, I understand. So, Hilliard, were all your friends from Hilliard, or did you have little clubs you were in for soccer? So did you have people around the surrounding areas? Were you stuck to Hilliard is what I'm asking, or did you kind of go around Columbus a lot?
I kind of stuck with Hilliard. I played club soccer, so for growing up, it was Hilliard, a Hilliard club. Yeah. So it was still Hilliard people.
Gotcha.
And then in high school, I transitioned to other schools were a part of our club, and
Gotcha.
It wasn't just a Hilliard club I played for. But I didn't really hang out with them outside of soccer. I would say my main friends were in Hilliard.
Gotcha.
I mean, you graduate with 400 plus. You're bound to find somebody you connect with.
And that's the thing I should probably touch on is your high school. Like, man, how big was your high school?
My graduating class was like 400 something. Yeah.
That was your class?
Yes.
So how big was your whole entire high school? Do you even know?
I mean, every class was bigger after me. So,
really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy. To give you perspective, I know the podcast people have heard a ton, but I only graduated with like 40 kids in my class. So like the perspective is crazy to just like get like obviously public school in Columbus, like it's gonna happen. So who were your guys' biggest rival? Like was it in the Columbus area? I'm always thinking Columbus. Like I know it could be somewhere broader, but like I just think when I think of Hilliard, I think of Columbus. So who was like your guys' like rival?
Kind of funny, Dublin Kaufman.
Okay. Oh,
so yeah. Yeah, okay. I would get a lot of comments. It's spelled entirely different.
Yeah.
With a C, not a K. But yeah, Dublin Kaufman, and then there were 2 other Hilliard schools. So those ones, I mean, they weren't as big, but.
Oh, so there was 3 Hilliard high schools. Okay, so I guess that comes back to my first question. So you could have chose any of those 3, but you chose to go to Davidson. Are they all Hilliard?
Yeah.
Davidson, Hilliard,
Darby.
Okay.
And then Hilliard Bradley.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I feel like there's someone on our team who's from Hilliard. I just can't think of who it is, but there's definitely there is definitely someone from Hilliard. That's crazy that there's 3 high schools in one city.
Yeah.
There's only like 1.5. Because like our school's only like 40 kids. So like that's crazy to think of. So what is the earliest memory that you have of soccer? Like when did you get started?
The only reason I play soccer, my parents knew nothing about it, was because it was the cheapest sport when we were younger.
Wow.
That is the only reason that I played.
Okay.
But the earliest memory I have is club soccer when I was younger, maybe in like 5th grade, around there. And we would have tournaments, like a Saturday and a Sunday, and you'd play 2 games each day. If you were good on Sunday, you'd play 2 games, so you got to the championship. But just Saturday between games, sitting on like a picnic blanket, eating lunch with teammates.
Wow. So that is so, I've never heard like that being a reason for someone choosing a sport. But now that I kind of think about it, like my parents, like they pushed me to do like, football and like baseball, but like we only like, they're like, yeah, football, baseball, like those are kind of cheap. Not running. Don't get me wrong. Now that I run, I realize how cheap running is. Like all I have to do is buy a pair of shoes.
Right.
Like that's all you have to do. But like soccer, I guess now that I think about it, yeah. I mean, what do you need? You just need a pair of cleats.
Yeah.
I mean that's all I can think of. And maybe if you're a goalie, you have to buy your own gloves and stuff for that.
Yeah.
So at that age, were you the same position you are now?
I really didn't have a position until upper middle, like 8th grade, high school. Okay. Because you just kind of play everywhere.
Right. So I played, the stud I was. I played, like that little. It was called Bay Area soccer for me. Like it was just a bunch of little kids, and you just throw on a field.
Yeah.
I sucked. I was not good, and like soccer is not my thing. So I feel like if I started off like you started off young. It's like funny because like you. I'm assuming you just grew up to love it. Like there was just, I mean, you're like, I don't want to play this sport anymore. So when you got to high school, how did, I guess my question is like, how did you start to like get serious? Like when did you start to take soccer a little bit more serious, like in middle school or high school? I'd
want to say it was when I got on, like I switched clubs. Because I used to be on like just a Hilliard, that's where everybody from the area played. And then I switched to like more girls from the Columbus area, like outside of, we had girls driving an hour and a half for practices.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it was like, that's when I realized like, okay, there's like more to just showing up for this sport. And then, like I said before, I'm super competitive.
Yeah.
So in high school, like once it gets to that JV varsity cutoff, like I wanted to play varsity. So I got like competitive and hardworking with that. And yeah.
So did you make varsity as a freshman?
I did not.
So when did you make varsity?
My sophomore year.
Okay. Were you hurt your freshman year that you didn't make it, or was it like I needed?
I needed that extra year.
You needed to get like a bounce back year. Was that kind of it? You're like, that's it. I'm gonna make it next year.
I would say. I mean, we only had, out of like my big school, there was a JVB, JVA, and varsity. Okay. You were good if you made varsity your freshman year. So I made JVA, which was my goal. And I mean, I got a lot of minutes there, and really that's what it is. Like, I'd rather play than sit the bench. So.
Right, exactly. And I feel like when you're young, I feel like you just want to play. Like, you want to get out there, get the experience. So that's crazy that you said, like, it's hard to make it your varsity. So sophomore year, I mean, like, were you surprised? Or were you like, I worked hard for this?
I was surprised. I mean, my coach I didn't play really at all sophomore year. But the only reason I made it was because of my hard work, and that's what she told me, and
that's good.
I've kept that with me.
So all these years, in high school, I guess we'll get to why you came to Heidelberg in a second, but for high school, did you have a position then, or was it still kind of like they kind of put you where they needed you?
I had a position. I really couldn't tell you when I switched. Like, I was a forward, always a forward. And then the only place I got playing time was on defense. Okay. So I just became a defender, and I mean, part of my accolades senior year, I got like MVP for the defensive side.
Interesting.
And now I'm a forward.
Yeah, which is like crazy. I guess we'll get to that in a second. So what position, before we get to the college part, because we know how good you are, because you have to be good to play college soccer. What position would you say you're worst at?
Oh.
Like, if you're like, do not put me there. Like,
well, okay, goalie is a given. If you are any field player, you always say goalie is your worst position, but I'll just pretend that doesn't exist for a second. Okay. I would say center back, which is where I played senior year. I just didn't understand it all that well.
You're just like, I really don't know.
The only reason I was back there is because I was fast, and they knew I could, if somebody beat me, at least I'd get back and stop them at the end, but...
So you just wouldn't go there again. They wouldn't put you there. No. All right, so now we're on to the main question. So why Heidelberg? Did you have any other offers before Heidelberg? Or was that kind of like your main school? Yeah, so I really started looking D3 education. Okay.
I didn't want to go out of the state. I wanted to stay kind of close. And it was here in Bluffton that fit my profile the best. I knew that if I went D3, I would be able to play. Okay. And obviously, I'm an education major, so it helps when there's an education department. Yeah. And I visited here so many times that it got to the point where spell was basically like, you're coming here, right?
You came on a lot of visits.
Yes.
So you came here for your main visit, and then what, did you just keep coming back for additional family days? I think there was family days. I know when we came for one. So yeah.
Women's soccer does ID camps.
Oh.
So okay, I would.
Right. Okay. Because cross country and track do not do camps. So that didn't even cross my mind. Yeah. You guys had camps. Okay. So did you have an overnight?
I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
That shocks me.
It shocks me too, knowing how many people do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like for you saying you came back a lot, I feel like you'd have an overnight. Right. I had an overnight, and I only came here one time, so good that they sold you well. Right. So besides the education department and besides just soccer, was there anything else that kind of stood out about Heidelberg? Maybe was it the people, the library or something? Yeah, I think. Really just the small town. Yeah. Both my parents are from an extremely small town. Okay. And I've always kind of liked that. Mm-hmm. Plus, there's not a single person here who went to Davidson. So it was a way for me to go somewhere on my own and just make my own path. That's smart. Mm-hmm. I like that you're like, I gotta go somewhere where I don't know anybody. Yeah. Which is funny because I feel like in your high school you wouldn't really know a lot of people anyway. In my high school I knew everybody. I knew all those 40 people in my high school. So did you know, I guess I'll go back a little bit, sorry, but did you know a lot of people in high school? Obviously you couldn't know your whole class. Right. I mean I knew the people that I was consistently taking classes with. Yeah. And there were a few people where I was I'd never seen them before, and it was usually career center who weren't really at the school itself a lot. Gotcha. So those were the people I didn't really know, but I don't know, I'd say I knew a good chunk in comparison. So when you came here, this was a mistake. I shouldn't say this is a mistake because I don't regret it coming here. But like one thing I didn't do is I didn't check out like Tiffin. Like I didn't like go into Tiffin. I just checked out Heidelberg. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna come here because Sandusky, kind of the same. Like we're both very small towns. So when I came here, I was like, man, like this is the exact same as Sandusky, except without some water. Like that's like Sandusky has water. This place doesn't. It's kind of the same. Like you're coming from a really big city, and you're coming to a really small town. Like do you like that? And do you like being at a school that has less kids than your high school?
I do.
Like,
oddly enough.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's just like intriguing to me because like if I was from your school, maybe in your shoes, maybe I'd want to go to a bigger school, but maybe not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it all fluctuates in somewhat way.
Yeah.
But. All right. With that being said, I think we've been through enough questions, enough talk. We're gonna play a game.
Okay.
From the Freeze Dried Ohio. So Freeze Dried Ohio is a new up and coming candy shop here in Tiffin, Ohio. You can find their candy in places such as Jolly's, the Renaissance, we know who's going there, Laird Arcade Brewery, Jam's Monthly Market, Molliette's, Cooney's Market, Elmore General Store, and the Tiffin Farmers Market. So check out Freeze Dried Ohio in the description below. We are in the most unideal spot for today's podcast, and with that is a lot of unideal things. So we're going to play Guess That, essentially, but I don't have this is the only thing I have for a mask, so I'm just going to tell you to close your eyes. So
Okay.
you have to put this on. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to open up one of these packages, and you're just going to hold out your hands, and I'm going to give it to you, and you just have to try to guess what it is. You have to try to guess what you're eating, because even though it's freeze-dried, I feel like it's still kind of hard to know what you're eating unless you really think about it. So you can put your mic down.
Okay.
And then I'm going to show the camera what I'll be giving you. And then you have to try to guess what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I can really just choose anything here. Okay. All right, here we go. We'll start off with this one. I'm trying not to... This is the first one.
Okay.
All right.
Hold them here.
I swear none of this is gross.
I trust you.
At least I don't think it is. All right, here's the first one.
Okay. Pineapple.
That is correct. That was pineapple.
Okay.
As for the texture, how do you think of it? Is it weird?
No, I don't mind it. I like it.
Honestly, I feel like the fruits aren't as bad because you can just buy them in a package at the store. Like, you know, when you make like... All right, here's the next one. So you guys can see. All right, this one I'm excited for you to guess because I feel like this one's a little bit harder.
Okay. Oh, it's like circle. It tastes sour. Like a Jolly Rancher.
That is exactly correct. Yeah, wow. I thought that was going to be the hardest one, but that is exactly right. Okay, we're going to move on to about 3 more, and then we'll call it. So, there's these. All right. I'm impressed. You got that one right. I feel like these next ones won't be as hard then. I feel like that was going to be the hardest one.
I don't know why that's the first thing that came to mind. It just...
Oh, there's a few.
Another little circle. Is it like... I know this. It's a little sour too.
I have tried all of these, and I can confirm that, you know, if my eyes were shut, it'd be a little hard to guess.
It's like a sweet tart?
You're close. I'll give you another guess. You're close, though. You're close.
I don't know. It's definitely like, it usually comes in like hard circles, right?
Yes.
A gobstopper?
No, that is not. It is actually a Skittle.
Oh!
So, yep. But yes, very close, very close. All right, we'll do 2 more. All right, this one, in my opinion, this one's the most. I mean, this one tastes the best.
Okay.
Maybe you know different taste buds, but we'll see. Oh my gosh, if I can get this package open.
I feel like a little child, like.
All right, there you go. All right, this one, I'll give you 2 guesses. Does it taste good? Okay, that's good. A
Cadbury egg.
Wow. Okay, that is not correct.
Oh.
but I'll give you another guess. That's surprising.
A Tootsie Roll?
You know what? That is also not correct. But I want to give you another guess because I want to see if you can get it.
It's like chocolatey.
I'll give you a little bit of a hint.
Okay.
This thing has multiple variations of it.
Bro.
It is chocolate though.
Hershey Kiss?
No, it is not correct. It was actually a caramel M&M.
Oh.
So.
Oh.
Did that even cross your mind, M&Ms?
No.
Okay.
But that makes sense. The multiple variations. That makes sense now.
Okay. Actually, I was gonna do that one, but actually, I'm gonna change my mind because I feel like that'd be a little too. I feel like that'd be too. Actually, no. We'll stick with it. We'll stick with this one. All right. And then here's the last one. I actually don't even know if I showed the other one. All right. This one I don't really think has a certain like brand to it, so you're kind of just gonna have to guess like what it is, like the taste.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of a hint, but I'll let you shoot a guess first.
It's like a chocolate-covered banana.
That is exactly correct.
All right. Last one?
Yeah, that was the last one. Okay, that was exactly correct. A chocolate banana. So check out Free Shot Ohio. They have a bunch of neat things, not just candy. They throw peaches in there and like fruit, pineapple and stuff like that. So, was that your first time trying that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I've had like an astronaut like food thing before, but other than that, I mean, I've been snacking on those a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, and they're very good. So I'm sure that was hard. All right, so from the game, we'll move on to the next question. So this one's a little bit more serious, I guess. Okay. On the more serious end, was there ever a key moment in your life, like young or old, where you decided, I'm gonna be the athlete I am today? Like even in college, like you're like, I'm gonna be a great athlete. Was there like I guess I asked you that earlier, sort of, but I kind of asked it more of like when you wanted to play varsity. So like, I guess we can resort to college. Like, was there a time in college you're like, I'm gonna be like the best on my team? I'm gonna try to work to be the best. Or maybe
I feel
if I got you, maybe.
No, I'm like thinking of two moments.
Okay. I was gonna say, because a lot of people, I shouldn't assume that there was a moment. Because I feel like you could just have consistency since you were young. Like you were consistently just working when you were little. But I just assume that some people just had like some moments.
No, yeah, there's two. And I am a very like emotional person.
Okay.
So I was definitely crying during the line, but the first time, freshman year, it was thinking back to why I came to Heidelberg.
Okay.
It was between here and Bluffton, and Heidelberg had a better record than Bluffton did soccer-wise, which is the reason I came here. And I guess I just thought that Heidelberg women's soccer was better than the program it was my freshman year. So I was really disappointed afterwards, and I had our end of season meeting, and I just kind of like talked out my frustration and decided that was kind of one of the parts where I was like, I want to leave this program better than how I came into it because of just that disappointment. Yeah. And then I felt the same way sophomore year. We had loss after loss. Granted, we only had 9 games.
Right, it was COVID year.
Yeah, conference is our hardest, part of our season. So to only play conference was really hard. And we lost one of our games that we should have won against Mount Union. And I just broke down after the game, and I had Spell ended up calling me and just apologizing to me. We had a conversation on the phone, and from that I just wanted better. I wasn't satisfied with where the program was at.
Yeah. So and I feel like that's what every good leader, I feel like that's what a good leader would do. You would be frustrated and you would be a little angry that your team's not winning. And that's if that doesn't show character, I don't know what would. If you're losing and you're like, man, I don't want to lose, that is something I would want for my leader to have. And I think that's what you have. So were those both moments? Okay, so the fact that you said that, I feel like in some terms I can't really relate because we don't have a win-loss. There's really no win-losing in cross country.
Right.
Because if you if you get second, you're technically not out of the running for. Our main goal is like regionals
right.
or nationals. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So like, is there a national kind of thing? Like, how does it work? So it goes conference, I'm assuming,
mm-hmm.
and then like I'll speak it in like high school terms, like district, regional, state. How is it for soccer?
So you have your conference, you play conference, and it's really just the way I understand it, because we haven't gotten this far before. But once you win your conference tournament, which only the top 6 teams go to tournament from your conference. Okay. If you win the tournament, then you go to like national play. So like last year, I think Otterbein ended up winning our conference, and they played Hope, Michigan or something. Like,
gotcha.
So I mean, it stays relatively close. There's probably a regional in there, but yeah, I haven't really gotten that far.
So what has been your guys' best record since you've been here?
Last year, I don't remember exactly what our record was, but it was like we had gone the longest winning streaks in 20 years.
Wow.
Beat ONU for the first time in 20 years.
Remember that.
Like,
yep. That was like an ONU week. Like
mm-hmm.
we swept ONU in like everything.
Yes.
Which was a huge week for us.
It was.
Beat them. I think you guys beat them in soccer. Volleyball
mm-hmm.
beat them, and I think football.
Yeah.
Also beat them. So yeah, I mean that was a good week for us.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. So I should ask you, because you're currently in season.
Yeah.
Like, how is season going right now?
Not too bad.
Okay.
I think it's hard because we came off of such a good season last year.
Yeah.
My biggest struggle has been like the transition from sophomore year to my junior year was like, whoa, we're actually winning. Like it was really cool.
Yeah.
And now it's just trying to maintain that.
Gotcha.
So it's harder because we're held to a higher standard now, mm-hmm. and like teams, I feel like, respect us more and are going to play harder against us because they know we are better. But I mean, in terms of like in general, I think we're doing not too shabby.
I went to a game this year, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if you guys played Bluffton or Defiance.
Defiance.
But I think you guys scored like 9 goals, like when I was there.
Yeah.
I think you guys scored like 5 goals in the first half.
Yes.
I was there, and I was like, this is my, for this year, this is
mm-hmm.
my first soccer game I'm going to go to this year. And I was like, wow, I was impressed. I mean, that was crazy. I mean, I had never been to a women's soccer game up until that point. Actually, I think I went to one last year, because like it was like, was that the COVID? No, a COVID year. I don't think I went to any of them. I feel like last year you guys were kind of like. It
was like a half and half. Yeah. Like there were some rules, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if anything, I stood very far away and
mm-hmm.
watched it because I didn't want to get in trouble. But like, but this year I made it to a few, and I'm very happy that because like this one of my goals this year, I was like, I'm gonna go to a lot of things. I'm gonna make it to a lot of sporting events because I feel like when I interview people, I want to like know that they've known that I've watched them play before.
Yeah.
So I have seen you score a goal here or there. So not just a random person. I
appreciate it.
Okay, so aside from another question, we're going to move on to another segment. Now, this segment's a little different than what we usually do. So, currently right now, there is an insane hurricane going on in Florida, and I thought I would kind of switch this up. So, we're going to play Pictionary. So, you're going to get 2 minutes to draw. I'm going to get 2 minutes to draw. And for everyone that we get right, we're going to donate a certain amount of money. With that being said, this is coming out of my pocket, out of my money, but it's being matched by some coaches. So if we get, I don't know what the price is gonna be yet, but I'll put it somewhere on the screen so you guys can see how much money we're making per question. So we have to try as a team, to get as many as we can get correct. I don't know how hard these words are gonna be, but we're gonna do our best.
Okay.
There's no pressure because I'm sure we're gonna donate anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let me get the Pictionary template up here, and then see how good we do. All right. I don't know how I didn't really think this through on how we were gonna do this. Okay, so we figured it out. We're back. So here we go. I'm gonna put the timer on the screen, so as soon as I start drawing, the timer will start. I guess I can actually use my phone for that since since my phone didn't want to work. All right, we'll get the clock started, and we'll get the timer started. All right, here we go. 2 minutes. Ready, set, go. All right. I'm gonna skip some of these. Okay. If you don't know, we can skip it. All right.
I'm just gonna start guessing.
Okay,
Toilet
go ahead.
paper.
No. Okay.
A bowl.
Oh wait.
Jar.
There's like multiple of them. These are like the things you use.
Chopsticks?
Yep, and then...
Sushi.
Yes, that is correct. Sushi is the right answer. Okay, next. Oh, gosh. Okay. All right.
A boat. Sea. Ocean. Sailboat.
It's more of like...
Sailing.
It's like a broad thing. You're going on what?
A vacation. A cruise.
Yes, a vacation.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. Oh, gosh. All right. Next one, we're going to move on. Okay, still a minute left. That's going to be hard to do. Oh, okay, that's good. All right.
Chimney. Smoke. Factory.
Yes, that is correct. Factory is the right answer. Okay, wow, we're doing good. All right, 50 seconds left. Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness.
Bike. Circles.
Okay.
A train. Cars. Drive movie.
Shoot.
Ticket person.
Oh no! I'm selling. I'm fumbling the bag. Okay, wait. Wait. Hopefully this will help. It says sale on it.
Sale? Oh, a car lot. Car sales.
Close. Car dealership. We'll get that right.
Gosh.
That was a hard one.
I don't know why I couldn't think of the word for that one.
I mean, that was kind of hard. I'm not going to lie. All right. So now I'm going to give it to Audrey.
Okay.
And I'll let her... It's hard drawing like this. I'm not going to lie. So if you want to just draw it and then raise it up, you go ahead.
I will work this way. Luckily, I'm right-handed.
Okay. Here we go. I'm going to start the timer in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
All right.
Relationship. Lovers. Marriage. Wedding. Holding hands. Love. Wives. Wife's.
Like another name for it.
Couple.
No.
Family.
No. I'm just gonna scratch this one.
Okay.
I'm going to the next one. It was partner. But...
Oh no.
Oh, gee, I'm skipping that one. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm pulling the bag. I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm trying to... A gun. A store? A Nerf gun. Oh, wait. Oh, a nail gun. A nail... Screw... Hot glue gun. No. Hot... That's a nail, right?
Yes.
Okay, nail...
No, just this. What this thing is. And there's like multiple of them. You can change them in and out.
Oh, I can't think of the name.
I'm gonna let you
scratch. Okay, I'm gonna get that one. I'll come back to that one. A nail gun. Is that not what it is?
No.
Guys, I'm
okay.
back.
We'll try this again.
Partners, couples, marriage.
That one.
Husband.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm just drawing this so large.
Guys, I fumbled the bag. We can still get. Come on, we can still get one more.
I'm not good at drawing. This is really hard.
20 seconds left. We get 2 more. I bet. Purse.
And there's food and
a buffet. Picnic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's go. I got that one right before the timer ended. Okay, perfect.
I was getting like Quidditch and stuff. How do I draw that?
Guys, I'm sorry. I fumbled the bag. My drawing wasn't the greatest, and my answers weren't the best. What was the one that I didn't get?
Partner?
No, the one with the nail gun.
Oh, drill bit.
Oh, drill bit. Yeah, that's what being from Sandusky will do to you. You won't know what that is. Okay, so we're gonna move on to one more question and one more segment, and then we'll get you out of here.
Okay.
Okay, so as a senior, what is one thing you look back on and you wish you would have done differently?
Whoa.
More of a serious question. More of a serious question. Because I usually get, younger students. So it's fun having a senior to know, like, what would you have done differently? It doesn't necessarily have to be, it could be academically or athletically.
I guess just in general, like, something I've grown over the past few years is, like, my understanding of it's okay if not everybody agrees with what I'm doing. Like, not revolving what I do or what I think around what other people do or think of me. So I wish I would have understood that at a younger part of my college career, because I, like, became a captain sophomore year for soccer, and that was, like, the hardest part about it was worrying about, well, there's juniors and seniors who aren't captains, like, are they even going to respect me?
Yeah.
And then just in terms of, like, hanging out with friends, like, I feel like there's some friends that I've maybe hung out with when I was younger that, like, I just did it because I was worried about what people thought, like, if I was hanging out with somebody else, or
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it was a very good answer. I love asking people these kind of questions because, when you get a serious answer, like, that answer is usually all the time, it's really good. And I kind of like what you said, like, I shouldn't think of what people think of me. Like, I should just do me. Like,
right.
Do what I have to do. And that's good. As you can see, you doing that, by you knowing that, you're a good leader.
Thank you.
I'm assuming. I don't know what they say about Audrey Kaufman in the soccer world, but, like, I'm just assuming, like, you want your team to be better. You want this, you want that, and by you saying, like, you don't care, like, how people think of you, that's the way you're gonna be a good leader. So yeah, that was a good answer.
Thank you.
All right, now we're done with the questions. We've been talking a lot about your team, so we're gonna ask you rapid fire team questions.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to think of the first person that pops up on your head.
Oh, okay. This seems fun.
So it's not like you have to guess who it is.
Okay.
You're going to name someone who fits that question. So these are rapid fire. You can kind of take your time.
Okay.
But we can try to make them fast.
Yeah.
Okay. First rapid fire question. Someone you would give aux to.
Ainsley Tucker.
Someone you would not give aux to.
Kylie Hoover.
Worst dancer on your team.
Our coach.
Biggest hype person.
Coco.
Craziest person on your team.
Coco.
Smartest person on your team.
Meredith Bruce.
If you had to choose, who would you choose to be your kid's godmother?
Megan Hamilton.
Worst getaway driver.
Coco.
Best getaway driver.
Ainsley.
Best cook on your team.
Oh. I don't even know. I haven't sat with them enough to know how they cook. We'll just say Coco again.
Okay. Someone you wouldn't let date your son.
Okay. Coco again, I guess.
All right, and those were all the questions. So, thank you for that.
Yeah, sorry if Coco watches this. I don't. Apologies, I guess.
Those are all very good answers. At least I forgot who I interviewed. There was a football player I interviewed. He said the same person for, like, all of them, which makes it, like, 10 times funnier. Now that I think about it, but yeah, for smartest person, I wouldn't have been surprised if you said yourself. I mean, Dean's List, all four. I mean, dude, come on, that's crazy to me. All right, now the last thing we have is your thank yous. So, if you want to thank anybody, in your life or maybe, like, in college that someone you would like to thank for your success, this is your chance to do it now.
Oh, well, I think a lot of my life and a lot of what I feel blessed about is faith, family, and friends. So, just that God has allowed me to be as healthy as I am for as long as I have been. My parents for always supporting me, my brother and sister, everybody else in my family, just always there to support. I have a big family, so it's nice. And then friends, coaches, really anybody who has given me the time of day to ask me how I am is just it's always a blessing.
Yeah. I mean, that's great. I mean, thank you for that, and thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it for you taking the time out of your busy day, your busy schedule. And that will be it for today's podcast. Hopefully I have the price on the screen for the Hurricane Ian segment, but if not, you guys can check out in the link below where to donate. And that is the end of today's podcast. Thank you, Audrey.
Yeah, thank you.